wife and I had been married for 7 years. When one day she came to me and said she wanted a divorce. It was really, really shocking to me because we had never had an argument in 7 years. But what I realized at that moment in time, that she not only was suffering from depression, but that she was looking at the world and telling me that, here you are, George, saving the world, and you have abandoned us. That was really, really tough for me to hear. I mean, I thought I was doing good things. I thought I was doing what God expected me to do. But then I realized that I was wrong. Because, see, the number one priority in my life is not to save the world. The number one priority in my life is to be a father and to be present. And I realized that now, even to be completely transparent, I was enjoying the celebrity status of being a Christian speaker. But I had abandoned my home. I had abandoned my family. I was on the cell phone 24 hours a day. And then it was really, really, really tough for a few months until I sought help. And I ended up going to counseling for 2 weeks in Colorado Springs. And it saved my life because it allowed me to really see who I was and how I was handling life. See, we are so busy sometimes at work and we come up with all kinds of excuses. I mean, it's to give you the life that I never had, or to provide for my family, or I'm out there busting my rear end so that my family can have a nicer house and my kids can have an opportunity. The truth of the matter, none of that matters. What really, really matters the most is what is important to our children. And that's our presence, to our wife, and that's our presence. So, one of the things that is critical in life is for us to identify what is unique to us. What is unique to us, and then surround ourselves with other people that can handle those things that are not unique to us. And what do I mean by that? So what is unique to me at that point in time was that my wife only had one husband. My children only had one father. So I had to rearrange my entire work schedule, my entire life around the fact that there were so many things that I thought I had to do, when in fact, in reality, so many people around me could do it. And if they didn't, then I wasn't that good of a manager. I wasn't that good at really training them to do what needed to be done. I arranged my schedule. I came home I went to work real early in the morning, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. But I left the office at 3:30 and I was home at 4 o'clock. And guess what? The world didn't stop. More interesting than that, I chose that after dinner, I would turn the cell phone off and I would not receive any phone calls. Wow, imagine how dramatic that was because, I have a restoration company and we had 24 hours. But I had people in place and I had trained them well and they could do that job. But see, no one could do the job of a father, no one could do the job of a husband but me. So therefore, I haven't ever since going back to 2009, I haven't turned the phone off after 6 o'clock. Sometimes even my children would ask, well, Dad, what if it's an emergency? I said, well, call 911. What can I tell you? And then let me know the next day what happens. So yes, every once in a while, I do make calls to some of my children after 6 because a lot of them work, especially my oldest daughter. She works till 5 o'clock. So it's very, very difficult for her to call me within work hours. So I do receive her phone calls. But they know to make sure that the majority of the time they call me before 6 o'clock. And the world doesn't stop. I ran a big major drug cartel without a cell phone, with quarters. We needed to talk to someone, we went to see them. So in reality, we have become slaves to that phone. We become slaves to our social media. We become slaves to so many things. And yes, we are at home, but we're not present. We need to really identify that is unique to us. And once we do, we'll realize that what it is unique to us is that our spouse only has one husband or one wife. Our children only have one father, one mother. The rest of it, the world can take care of it. So do what is important. Invest in your family and give your spouse and your children what they want the most. And that is your presence. Be blessed.